If you clicked on this video, you want to attain the best looking skin you can possibly have at the age of over 50. Did you hear what I said? The best looking skin. Not the youngest looking skin, the best looking skin. I have been in the YouTube beauty community for about 7 years now, and I am here to tell you that I tried a lot of stuff, and I do not believe that any of these lotions and potions are going to take away your wrinkles or make you look younger. They can help at a base level and help your texture, but nothing is going to penetrate deep enough to get rid of looks of natural aging unless, A, you can use Botox, it helps, or you can get plastic surgery. But a lot of us don't want to do that. A, we can't afford it, and B, some of us just don't want to go under the knife. There's nothing wrong with it, but most of us just can't do that. We like to purchase products and hope that it helps. So in this video, I want to show you the products that work for me, and I know not everybody has the same skin texture, but I just wanted to give you a really simple routine to help you. Now, I want to be very transparent. Some of these products were sent to me in PR, some I purchased with my own money. And yes, there'll probably be some affiliate links in the description box below, but I don't see anything wrong with that. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but filming equipment just doesn't appear on its own. I would also like to add that I am 55 at the time of recording this video, and I've had no cosmetic procedures, except I microbladed my eyebrows about a month ago. They're still kind of healing, but that's it. Like the thumbnail says, I am going to show you the KISS method. What is the KISS method? The KISS method is keep it simple, stupid. Now, I'm not saying you're stupid, it's just a saying, but it basically means keep it simple. You don't have to have a 10-step routine. I mean, that's a little ridiculous, 10, 20. Some people use a million gazillion things, and honestly, ain't no one got time for that. Seriously, you don't need all of that stuff. So the basic 3 things that you need is cleanser, moisturizer, and SPF, sunscreen. You need that in your life, no matter how old you are. So I use Pond's Cold Cream. It's a basic makeup remover cleanser. I know a lot of people don't like to use it because they say it's oily, but it gets everything off. And after you wash your face, if you are a little older, even if some of the emollients stay on your skin, it's kind of nice. But if that bothers you, you can use, I hope I'm saying it right, Thayers. This is their facial toner with witch hazel, and I know a lot of people say, well, witch hazel isn't good for your skin. I know, this is what works for me. I haven't had a problem, and I just swipe it once with a cotton ball afterwards, and it takes the grease out. And it's especially good if you're wearing a lot of makeup and you're taking it off, and you just want that like double cleanser, then I would use that, but that's optional. If you want something a little lighter than Pond's, Excuse My Frank, which is a new brand, sent me their Hydro Cleansing Gel. I really like this, and this does it without all the heavy emollients, and it gets everything off without drying out your skin. For moisturizer, I use Pond's Dry Skin Cream. Again, Pond's for the win. I love their products. I've used it since I was younger. I went back and forth to other things, and I always come back to it. Yes, it is a little heavy. I happen to have combination skin. I forgot to mention that. So if I have like a particularly oily area, I'll just wipe a little off. It's usually my forehead and my chin, but the rest of my face loves it. And the trick that I do is that I put a little water on my face first, and then I put it on so it really penetrates into my skin. I love it. I feel like it's really working. It's keeping my skin nice and moisturized, and it's not expensive. If you want to use something a little lighter and it is a little more expensive, you can get it at Ulta. It's not mega expensive. Confidence in a Cream by IT Cosmetics. A lot of women like this. I suggested this to my cousin who doesn't like anything heavy, and she really liked it. It moisturizes without leaving a film. Sometimes I'll use it in the morning if I wake up a little more greasy than usual versus the Pond's like in the summertime. So I really like this, and this container lasted me a long time. You don't need a lot. And again, Excuse My Frank also sent me their Intense Moisturizing Cream, and this wasn't too heavy. It's like a step down from the Pond's. You may want to check them out. I forgot to mention they're very reasonably priced, and I really like this brand. It's clean, they don't test on animals. Sunscreen. Don't even bother with anything that's under 50. I'm telling you, that's really not going to make a difference, or you're just going to have to keep reapplying. Over 50 is a must. Think about it. Remember this in your head. If you're over 50, you should be using over 50 SPF. I really like Australian Gold sunscreen. This one is their organic plant-based one, and the reason why I like it so much is that it goes on light and it doesn't leave a white film on my face like some of them do. And it really lasts a long time. It really has protected me. As a matter of fact, for my eyebrows, I had to put on a lot because basically it's like a tattoo and you don't want it to fade, and it's been really good. It stayed on my eyebrows without going into my forehead and making it super greasy, and there was no white cast. And this is really not that expensive. If you want to take it a step further and you don't want to wear foundation for the day, that's all the other stuff just I'll get to next. But Australian Gold also makes a tinted sunscreen with 50 SPF in it. I really like it. The color is really great for my face. This is what I'll use like every day, because if I'm not on camera, I'm not going to put on a lot of stuff, and I find that it gives me like a little bit of color, so I feel like I get some kind of coverage. It just takes it up a notch, and it's lightweight and not expensive. I've talked about it a million times in my videos. They should really just sponsor me at this point. So let's touch on foundation. I have found that the less foundation I use, the nicer my skin is. I'll only really wear it if I'm going somewhere fancy, like a wedding, or if I'm on camera, because these cameras pick up everything. But for every day, I don't think it's necessary. If I want to take it up a notch, and I'm actually wearing it on camera now, I'll use a tinted moisturizer. This is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. It's got a little more coverage than the Australian Gold because it's really more like a makeup. Not expensive, not tested on animals. Great price point. This is something I've talked about before. So many colors that it comes in. Really great product. And you only need a little bit. And be careful, a lot squeezes out when you squeeze it. If you want to take it up a notch, It Cosmetics again with their CC cream. Universally loved. Not too expensive, not too expensive. Available at Ulta and Sephora and all those places. The only problem is I find that their colors in the medium range always have like a yellow tinge, even if I get neutral. So I don't know why that is, or maybe it oxidizes that way. So I sometimes have to mix it with something else to tone down the yellow, but it gives you pretty good coverage for something that's a CC cream. And I think there's an SPF in it, but I've talked about that before. When makeup has SPF, it's very little bit. It's very minute. It's not enough to give you some protection. So always wear sunscreen. If you want to use foundation, I found the best one for my aging skin is Clinique. I used them even when I was younger. I really like it. It gives you good coverage. It doesn't look heavy. Comes in a wide range of colors and shades. It's a little more expensive. You can get it at Sephora or Macy's or whatever, a department store, but this is always in my makeup drawer for those fancy occasions. I also want to add, if you want to have a little more color on your face, instead of going into the sun, just use some self-tanner. They make wonderful ones right now. I did a review, and I'll link it below or put it up here or whatever, and you can look like you just spent time at the beach with these products. They're not orange anymore, so don't ruin your skin. Just wear self-tanner and SPF. So now let's take it up a notch. You want to do a little more preventive, because I don't think you can really erase what you've already done. Now, I have a whole playlist on this next product, and that is the new face device. It's a microcurrent device. There are a couple of things I want to say now that it's like 5 years later. I use it a lot less because I noticed that they say, and I found that it did happen to me. Sometimes when you use these devices, you can lose some facial fat. And I'm a skinny bitch, and I really don't need to have my face skinnier than it is. And not only that, when you get older, your face goes down, it goes south, and that's why you're using this to go up. And like, if you take the fat out, then it just defeats the whole purpose. So I'm not using it as much, but I'm still using it. I really believe that it helps with sagging. I don't think it helps with wrinkles, but it does help with sagging, at least for me. It's not a miracle worker. It's not like plastic surgery. It's not like someone's going in there and lifting me up, but it makes a little bit of a difference. At least I think so. I could be wrong. I don't know. Watch the playlist. I also believe in red light therapy for hyperpigmentation. I did notice some of my brown spots got a little lighter from using red light therapy. I also did a review on a red light therapy device, I'll put somewhere. I think it helps, and I just got the Nira device. They sent it to me to try, but it takes 90 days to see any difference. I am seeing a slight difference in my upper lip lines, not my left one, but my right one. My left one is just tough. I think I sleep on that side of my body more because my dog is always curled up on my right. So that's probably why that happens. But anyway, so far so good. When it is the full 90 days, I will do a dedicated video on it because this is all the rage and it's quite expensive. So I want to see if it is worth the money. Let's talk retinols. Retinols, tretinoin, retinols, or whatever they're called. There's so much stuff on the market, it's so confusing. But anyway, I was using retinol and I stopped when I got my eyebrows microbladed because it really interferes with the healing, because it does something to your skin on a cellular level. So even if you don't use it in that area and you use it somewhere else, it still gets in there, I guess. I don't know. That's what the esthetician said. And that's what I read online. I mean, you go to Reddit and it's like going down a rabbit hole. So I stopped using the brand that I was using because I felt that it was really drying out my skin. In that month that I didn't use any retinols because of the microblading, my skin looked so much better. And as a matter of fact, I ruined my skin with dermaplaning. Guys, don't do it at home. I am a live walking example of why you should not do these procedures at home. I dermaplaned for a whole year, and then after a year I did it one time, another time, and it really messed up my skin. I got all these little bumps. I went to a dermatologist. They were like, there's really nothing you can do. I ruined the moisture barrier of my skin. I don't know why. I didn't do anything different than the year prior, but I did ruin my skin. And I found since I stopped the retinols, it has been clearing. Because I just think I was drying out my skin, and as little as I would use, I would still peel around my nose. And I just see such a difference in my skin. But I do want to use something anti-aging, so I probably should use something that has like a little less of a percentage. So I just started incorporating May Love's Moonlight Serum. This is very popular. It's a great price point, and it doesn't have a high percent. It's like 0.11%, and that's another thing. Any of these products that they say they have retinol in them, try to find out what the percentage is, because if they don't list it or they won't tell you, there's probably like nothing in it, like a pin drop, which is not going to do anything. So always buy something by a company that is transparent in the percentage that is included in the product. And so far so good. I haven't been really dry. I haven't had any breakouts, and it's not affecting anything with the damage I did to my skin. I'm of course using it a little less. The jury's still out. Let's see like in another month or two, but I highly suggest this. It's very popular, and they're a great company. Another thing I use, but I don't use it every night. I do it every other night because I'm not a disciplined person, and that is using the Frowny patches, and I did a video on that as well. I really like this because I feel like it's more preventative. Like I wish I had started this in my mid-30s, but it really does work when you wake up and you take them off. Yeah, the lines disappear, but they kind of come back, but they have faded a little bit, and it taught my face, especially at night, like I don't lean on my pillow like I used to. You can watch a video and I explain in the video. I'm not going to go into it now, but it really helped in, why am I holding this part of my face? It's this part I use it on, and it has helped. And in my 11s. Now, I've gotten 11s in the last year or two. You know, it's part of aging. It is what it is. This is what happens when you get old. Like, your skin is going to show some aging. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. Well, you can. You can wear SPF, but it won't be as bad. But you make expressions, you do whatever, you're going to get them. It's part of life. But it did help. They are a little lighter. It's making me realize that I will not do this at night, you know, sometimes, or I won't do that too hard. I'm a little more aware when I'm expressive. So I highly recommend this. And if you're under 50 and you're just watching this for preventive reasons, go get this. Not expensive. And every other night, and it's still working for me. If you have a special event and you want your eyes to look brighter, I definitely believe in the eye patches. They're all over the internet, but they claim to take away wrinkles. They don't take them away. They smooth out the area with moisture so it looks like the wrinkles are less prominent. But it really does help, especially, again, when you have a special event, and it just makes the whole area look better. So that's something you can use like once in a while if you want to. Every day, it's up to you. I will list some of my favorites below in the description box, but that is something that's really, really good. Also, ladies and gentlemen, what you put into your body affects your skin. So try not to eat too many processed foods, too many sugars, cut down on alcohol, and don't smoke. Of course, don't smoke. Not even vaping, nothing. Going like this, even when you vape, so you get the line. They say drinking from a straw does that, but I don't know if that's true. If so, I'm in deep, deep trouble because I'm always drinking those Dunkin' Donuts lattes. The iced lattes, they're really good. That's another company that should sponsor me. I'm always talking about them. I don't know why they don't sponsor me.